Awesome.
All right, guys, we are going definitely live. Live. All right. Thanks, Mary. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, 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 welcome. This is a grand debut. We are definitely sharing that. If you guys are going to do us a solid like, share, subscribe. This is probably definitely one of the most I'm highly excited
Anticipated.
about anticipated. Now I'm excited, anticipating a lot of good stuff. You guys, y'all don't know. I've been praying about this for a while. For this opportunity. I know y'all thought like, hey, like what else could BMTB hatching? Like, this is what we need. I'm joined here by one of my most honored guests, an amazing co-host. I can't do it enough justice on what he does. The one, the only, Con Man 510, my battle. Con, take it away on what we have to bring to the audience.
First and foremost, man, I'm too honored, man. I'm too honored to be given such a beautiful introduction from a battle. You know what I mean? Another man of service such as myself, another blerd such as myself. I'm a fan of his content, you know what I mean, just of his fellowship, welcoming in to this nerd space the way he has. I appreciate being embraced, and it's going to be reciprocated, my friend. And yeah, man, it's your boy the comment, KJM underscore man.510. That's the Bay. Catch me on Universal Debates. Catch me on What It Sound Like podcast. Catch me on the Round Table. And then catch me on BlerdApprovedEntertainment on Tapn, no capping, where basically if you're a blerd and you've seen it, then what's your opinion? And for this episode, we got on Friday. Get your popcorn ready. We got your boy, the king, the man upstairs. Well, now he the man to over there. You know what I'm saying? The guy is going to defend Kratos on Friday against your boy Jupiter against Thor from the comics. So it's gonna be Kratos, all of his lore from the video games versus Thor, all of his lore from the comics. So it's gonna be a good one, man. It was a lot of ish talking last Friday. It was a lot of Twitter fingers, and BMT called his bluff to say, "Come on the stream if you gonna talk like that." He came on the stream. They exchanged words. It's all brotherly love, but they exchanged words, and now they just gonna battle it out like real men. You know what I mean? On the intellectual way. You know what I'm saying? So we looking real forward to it. It's gonna be bloody. These are two gods of war. You know what I'm saying? One is a god of war. One anticipates in war a lot. You know what I'm saying? So,
so yeah, no, listen, y'all. This is definitely going to be a really good one. Definitely, if like he said, if you're into games, you know what I'm saying. If you're into comics, you know what I'm saying. If you like playing video games, we do it all.
Oh, I didn't know we was just showing random comics. You should have told me that.
Listen, if you got a comic,
hold on.
Yes. Ooh.
Hold on, we got comics.
Man, the Hokage himself, the Kage himself.
You try to make it seem. I thought we were going out.
I got like I said,
we got comics all day.
Like I said, listen, Charles. Listen. Charles, do us a solid. Share this. We are literally having a debate league for comics, gaming. This is the type of thing. If we would ask the question, who would win between Ryu versus Kazuya? Who would win between Terry Bogard or Kobe? Like we're asking a question like that. Like, hey, if we had to throw down John Stewart, you know what I'm saying, the Marine versus somebody like who would be a good match for Jon Stewart. Like if y'all can, if we can put the matchups together, we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Sabretooth versus Umbaku. I would love to know.
So look, I just did a post today. I don't know how you gonna feel about it, but I did Umbaku from the movie Umbaku, MCU, Black Panther, Ritual Combat versus Tarzan from the movie. Now, a lot of y'all may not have watched Tarzan the movie, but if you look at the feats, it's a very good fight.
Right. Let me make sure I pull that up for y'all. Y'all got to come through. Like when I say, it's amazing stuff that the brothers be putting out some amazing things that be having us look at and put in the question. These are some really good debates, Charles. I know you're heavy. Like I said, Charles, you got your money on Thor. You got your money on Thor. That's
see,
fine.
I was on salute. You see, I had to go like this. Like it changed. Just like rock paper scissors. I was on salute and then went. I don't know.
Like you know what? You have a right. You have a right, Charles, to believe in your. But like I said, the debate
you count against BMT on the BMT channel.
Hey, I love it. Hey, I love it. Like I said, anybody can come. Like I'm gonna put the link. Definitely, the link is in the description. But I'm also grabbing the link so that way, if y'all do want to come to that other channel, please definitely do come to the channel. Definitely do come, like, share, subscribe. Definitely support. Definitely support. We talked about this, about supporting our own brand of content where you can set up the debates. You can have that of the fights that literally, hey, if you believe in your talking points, that you can back it up on why you believe that, hey, Craven, the Manhunter, you know what I'm saying, versus like, whoever you so choose, that we can put the characters together. You can prove it like, hey, this is why I believe a Sabretooth, you know what I'm saying, versus a Craven the Manhunter. Who would win? You know what I'm saying? Kratos was struggling against his version of Thor. Okay, you believe that, and I mean that's fine. That's fine. I would honestly tell you, the whole time about it, he actually just wanted to go home. Honestly, if y'all played the game, and I just finished playing it over and over, old boy was talking about going home. But see, I got to save my ammunition.
Yeah, save it.
We're also joined here by one of the, again, he does the artwork. He's one of the co-hosts. He's one of the masterminds behind it. Straw Hat Doofy. Like I said, we're definitely having the debut. We have amazing people that came by. I fell in love with it when I was watching. Like I said, you got to check out this channel. These guys strictly want to keep it on that of the nerd, on that on the geekdom, that on the fan base of, hey, let's keep it on that of being what we do best. Y'all can for yourself. Again, they go hard when it comes to that of the gaming work now. So if you want to head to Captain, no Captain. We just had amazing debates on the topic, getting back to the nerd versus who better to go over that of how we're going to do it than no other than that of Straw Hat Doofy. Please, Straw Hat Doofy, welcome. We didn't get your introduction, but go ahead, break it in, bro. Go ahead. But you did the artwork. You help us put together the battles. Let's go, bro.
Man, you did that, bro. You came up with the battle. I just did the visual for it, man. Hold on, let me turn my TV far for this shit. No, I just did the visual, man. But yeah, it's gonna be a dope debate. We got some shit in the works. Shout out to you.
Give us your side profile. That's a good side, nigga.
No, I was low key. I was on the game. I was on the game when y'all called me. I didn't know we were doing this, so I'm trying to just finish this match out. I don't want to quit on the little niggas. But no, man. Really, it's gonna be probably what, like 3 rounds. I believe so. Con actually, we gotta actually set up how it's actually gonna go. As far as the rounds and what's gonna be
Thanks.
projected through each round. It's definitely gonna be like first round presentation, intro to your character type shit. Who are they? Where they come from? Uh their abilities and things like that. And then like second round gonna be more so feats and stuff. You know what they do, how they did it. If you can drop scans on where it happened at, you feel me, to make to prove the fact. And then third round basically gonna be like your closer. Basically, hey, my dude can do this to your dude, even though your dude got this ability or got that feat. My guy also has this feat to counter that feat type situation. So it's gonna really be fire, bro. I'm just happy to be a part of all of it, being able to, come up with the flyers and to look for it. It's a pleasure for me, bro. Like I said, I'm not used to being in a team setting, so it's kind of dope for me.
Yeah, man. I know we a lot of lone wolves, but you feel me? We found a pack. You feel me? So
Right.
Yeah.
you feel me? But I want to tap in real quick and say, basically, everything is the first intro is gonna be 4 minutes. You get to introduce your character, introduce yourself, introduce. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, you're going straight into feats. You can go into antagonizing your opponent, whatever you want to do for your first intro round. That's gonna be 4 minutes. Then you get 3 minutes each round to talk about. So like the first one is gonna be like physical attributes, your strengths, your speed, things of that nature. Then between those rounds, which is the first round, your first opponent goes, then the second opponent goes, and then you get a rebuttal. So the person gets a rebuttal. I think we're gonna make it for 2 minutes, maybe a minute and 30 seconds. You get a minute and 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes to rebuttal your opponent. And then your opponent gets a chance to rebuttal that, and then you move on to the next round, which I believe we're gonna make about armor and weapons. And then the last round, like Jude said, is going to be for the conclusion. What is your heavy hitter? What is your haymaker? What's the undisputable thing that your opponent is not going to be able to trump? What's your trump card? And then that's how the judges are going to go to a decision. So far, it's me, Jude, and I think we're going to have what's
Thomas.
our Thomas, our boy Thomas on there as the judges. So we really looking forward to it, man. Thank you all for giving a shout out to Tapn, no capping. Thank you, BMT. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the Blerd community. And we looking forward to having a good time, y'all. I'm excited.
It's
So
gonna
let's
get spicy, so have your hot
man,
seats
you
ready, man.
watch when we promote this last episode how these men was going back. We got off our own channel. We said, you know what, y'all got it. We just gonna
Yeah,
let
we
y'all go at
gave
it.
we gave up our own platform. They was so hot with it, bro. It was like,
So
go ahead. I mean, me and BNT had our opportunity as well, which was pretty dope. But if y'all didn't see the episode, if y'all don't get a chance to go look back at the episode before next Friday, bro, you'll see exactly the tension and the passion and the blurredness from both parties, bro. All Black and BNT, bro. They are two people that know what they talking about. They're passionate about what they talking about, and they stand on their toes. They don't back down for nothing. And that's what's gonna make this a fire episode. But I don't know, man. BMT, you kind of intimidating, I think, when it comes to All Black.
I definitely I want to introduce y'all to one of my battles. I heavily collab with him in content. Colonel Faulkner. He's a heavy BlerdCon advocate. He loves his comics. He loves his anime. He loves gaming. Um, uh, Colonel Faulkner. This is exactly what me and you talked about a few days ago about, hey, we have to build it and push for it. These brothers right here. Now it's before us. We need to get this out there that, hey, we're building up a whole league that literally is legit. That shout out to them on Cat No Tap. Like they're definitely doing. What's your thoughts on the league? Definitely, you think this is something that we need to push out there amongst the other channels? What's your thoughts on That's kind of fucking.
Well, you know what they say: if you build it, you'll make her come. So, yeah, I mean, you can't. How can I say this? Being a 40-year-old man, see, a lot of these kids out here never had to go through the trenches where people try to steal your comics and you have to beat them over the head over the first thing you had.
Talk that
Hey,
shit,
bro,
George.
I've been through that.
Talk that shit, bro.
A lot of
Talk to
people,
him, bro.
That shit.
but I'm actually at the site supervisor, so I'm basically the lieutenant here because I'm using this business to apply my own security firm. So it's funny because as a black male, let me back up for a second. As a black male in the black community, we always talk about inclusion, but we don't include the people who love comics and that are black.
Mm.
For decades, we didn't do that. Put it to you this way: I remember the Chris Claremont days of the X-Men. I remember the George Perez versions of the Teen Titans.
Mm.
Okay,
Coming back.
I go back to Thundercats and He-Man. Okay, and a lot of the kids now benefit. Hell, let's go back to Robotech or some shit, or Fist of the North Star. Hell, you're not an anime fan unless you could talk to me about Project Echo. Okay,
Oh, shit.
so when we
Talking shit, huh?
So when a lot of people tell me about, well, you don't understand geek culture, I said, dude, I was born in it. You got to remember, I'm sitting on my dad's
You was
0.
born in the darkness. They merely adopted it, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, babe, bro, that line stuck with me from Babe, bro.
I remember
Hey,
my
that's a
dad.
goated line right there, bro. You were born. I was born in the darkness. You
I
merely
was
adapted
born
to
in
it.
darkness. And before I emerged, I was a man. And it was funny because I remember watching like reruns of on my dad's lap of the $6 Million Man, the Bionic Woman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, Lou Ferrigno's Incredible Hulk. Who I've actually met Lou Ferrigno. He's huge, and it's funny. That's why I'm always up telling people come to BlerdCon. You know, it's like you had fried chicken, but you never had it the way black people had it.
Mm.
Hey, I want to go to BlerdCon so bad,
It's
bro.
hella bad. I've been
You
to
gotta
3
go.
different cons so far.
This year was cracking. I just watched people go and do videos and blogs about it. That stuff was so lovely.
Oh, man, you would have hated me because I did an interview with Orlando Jones there. That's on my channel.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna have to follow that, man. Please, definitely let me get that link. I would definitely follow it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's crazy because places like here where you game, like we've been doing this shit for so long before it was popular.
Right. When we had to be secretive about it because we had to knock a nigga out if he thought we was a nerd or something.
Yeah. Like you gotta remember, the toughest guy in your school wasn't the basketball player, the football player. It was the kid who had the comic books. He had to know how to fight shit.
Oh, facts.
Facts. It was
me.
mandatory.
Well, see, the thing about the Blerd community, man, we not a monolith. You feel me? So I was a part of the football squad, but you feel me? I still was a nerd. You feel me? Just a lot of us were secret with it because it wasn't popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, our crowds wasn't into it. It'd be one or two.
Yeah, it's funny because you say that. You know, thanks to shows like yeah, you don't want to see me in Tekken. Good God, I'm vicious as shit. But
Tekken, that's my shit.
Tekken,
that's my number one.
And it's funny because I remember playing Tekken 1 with my little brother. Jesus Christ, we're getting old.
I remember playing Tekken 1 too. Oh, don't say it like you just so far, bro. I'm 30, bro. You know what I'm saying? We not boomers like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not because I'm old. It's just you muted on BMT. It's not because I'm old. It's just it surprises me. Like, damn, we about to have Tekken 8. God damn.
Yeah, how time flies, bro. The evolution of this.
But you know, and the thing about it, and thanks for everybody who's starting to come in. Artisan MC, you definitely are blessed to come up here, bro. If anybody knows that is like the Gandalf of comics. Dr. T.S. Johnson, and like I want you guys to know it's gonna take. We got to push hard. Like we're going to set up a debate league. Doesn't matter about your age. Doesn't matter about like I know some people might say, look, I only know so much, but if you do your research and you read and study and show thyself approval, you know what I'm saying? You never know. You can pull out a win. Like, I mean, this, and even if the thing about it is, we're not here to do it in no kind of mean spirited thing. It's like my first time when I came to the arcade machine and I was scared to play Guilty Gear, but the dude was like, "Hey, man," like he put his backpack down on there and let me step on his backpack and was like, "Hey, you got to get your ass kicked to get better." So. That's the same way, man. Like, and that stuck with me. That guy didn't have to do that. He had to put the backpack down for me to get up on the stool. But, however, the thing about it was, everybody has to have their time. Shout out to Ricardo, a great Paul player, and Tekken. Yeah, like y'all gotta understand, man. Like this league, like when I was showing y'all the video, has a lot of people that are enthusiastic. Khan is the heavy enthusiastic. Strawhead, Joofy, he is big on the art. Like he loved, that's his passion. Like I'm telling you guys, like we can get this working. Like
that's what got me into comics, bro. Was the artwork, bro. I'll buy books and just look at the pictures and the artwork, bro. Wouldn't even read it. I still have books now that I had since a kid. Never read the issue, but I can tell you what every page looked like.
That's how a lot of kids learn to draw.
Biggest Superman.
Yeah, that's how I learned to draw.
Charles is the biggest Superman fanboy.
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
I gotta go, bro. I gotta go. I'll be back later on, bro. It was good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you gotta love Man of Steel, man. And it's funny because I remember that's one of the first books, actually the first comic book my father bought me. And it was funny because that's how I learned how to draw. And when I told people, I said, why are you such a big Superman fan? I said, because even if you took away his power, Superman would still do the same shit.
I don't know about that, bro. Because I didn't see
explain that.
In other words, even if he didn't have his powers, he would still put on the suit and stand in front of people. Just for them not to be.
There's a comic book series where he gets teleported to like Mongrel's world, and he doesn't have his powers, because they have the sun there. That of course, you know, the sun is crippling. However, he still has some efficiency of skill from training, being around Diana and Bruce, so he can handle himself with the blade pretty well on that planet. And literally he got busy. Right. Yeah. Oh, he was getting fucked up. But however, he was still throwing hands.
He was getting hurt, but he was getting busy.
Right. You know the thing about it was, he was like, I can't make no excuse because my best friend would never quit. And we know he was attributing that to Batman. Like Batman without powers.
Yeah, he's the biggest Batman fanboy. Superman is the biggest Batman fanboy.
Superflow, that means Batman by definition is the biggest Superman fanboy, because he's like, we gotta go get our big gun. He's like, we gotta go get our big gun.
Yeah, definitely know about. I literally just sold the Batman Who Laughs figure, bro. That's that.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one book. And shout out to Ed McGuinness, because when I actually met him, I gave him like 2 boxes full of his art. He literally said, "This is like my whole career." I said, "I know." And if you want to see quintessential Superman, Batman, world's finest, as they should always be referred, is that Public Enemies, like that buddy comic where they talking shit and they kicking ass and they on the run. I swear to God, that is like the quintessential world's finest book. Like if you want to see their relationship in a nutshell, that story arc, it pretty much sums it up.
I would like to definitely bring to y'all one of my favorite content creators that I enjoy watching. This man is like fucking Gandalf the Grey when it comes to fucking comics and fucking media, and I appreciate him. Mr. Artisan MC, the Gandalf, the AKA Al Simmons of comics. This motherfucker is a fucking. I'm put. If I got a doggone put one person's name in the debate league for comics, these two right here, Panthro and goddamn the Gandalf of comics. Like I'm putting these two.
I go with Spawn.
Hey, yo, reference.
Like I said,
come on, man. I gotta be the hell Spawn. I gotta be the hell Spawn.
Oh, you want to be a hell? Oh God, you want to be a hell
Spawn?
Not Divine Spawn.
He's like, we're gonna call him Negro.
Oh God. So Artisan, we have the league. He already told Khan. He already said, "I want in. I'm in. I want in." And I'm telling y'all right now, this guy. I have to, ring, bro. I have to be on my toes around these two, and but I love it. I love it because it means that when you're around iron, they sharpen you. Like I always want to make sure, like they encourage me to go look at other comics because I enjoy it, and that's honestly we want to create a network of places where we can go for gaming, comics. Everybody who's coming through, like I said, can y'all go over again the time, the date, the first matchup, like Doofy already said, is going to be Thor versus Kratos, and we have another matchup after that. Khan, take it away, and then Artist MC, you tell us your thoughts. Go ahead, Khan.
All right. Yeah, man. So it's your boy the Comment. You got your boy Strawhead Joofy. We run Tapn, no capping on the Blerd Approved Entertainment. And man, we got this versus battle coming up. Blessed by your boy BMT for his thoughts and quick on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Through a conflict between him and Jupiter from Universal Debate. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And basically, it's gonna be a 3 to 4 round versus where it's an introduction. You get your rebuttals, you get your attributes, which is your speed, your strength, and all that. Then the next round is going to be your armor and weapons, and your last one is going to be your conclusion, which is your heavy hitter, your haymaker, your undisputable, your trump card, and we're gonna see who wins in the gentleman's argument or debate between BMT and your boy. Oh, excuse me.
That is clean.
All black. That shit hard as fuck.
Oh my God. Did I do that?
Yeah, I don't know why I was saying Jupiter, but yeah, it's all black. At all black. So all black is going against BMT. And then after that, when we get a chance to come around to it, hopefully I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? It's finals week, and I'm, as my boy said, he's a site manager. I am a property manager here, so I've been super busy. I just started this job, and me and my boy Jew is gonna go head to head with me defending Cheshire from DC and him defending Hawkeye from Marvel. So we got a couple of things coming up,
you, sir.
You said Hawkeye versus who?
Cheshire from DC.
That's interesting. I would have thought of it.
Very.
So how badly is Kratos going to lose?
How badly is? Hey, I like you. I don't know, bro. They sleeping on Thor, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sleeping on Thor. I think y'all sleeping on Kratos.
I'm like, you're taking all versions of Kratos versus all versions of comic book Thor. That's going to be interesting.
Very. But it all depends on the person wielding the weapon, though, man. Because if he don't know how to use it, then I can't call it a W yet.
I'll be like Thor. I've been using the goddamn hammer for 1,500 years. If I don't know how to use it now, I don't know when to use it.
Well, see, here's the thing about Thor. Thor has had the same hammer, but he's also had the same insecurity, which is he's never known whether or not if he's going to be worthy. It's literally canon in comic books. Thor wakes up every day not knowing if he's going to be able to pick up the hammer. So, yeah, he may be able to use the motherfucker. That doesn't mean he always have the character to actually wield it.
If we're going to go by the height of Thor, yeah, Thor don't have those problems.
That's not a weakness, though.
That
That's
is
not
a
a weakness. That's just a
Current
character
Thor
part.
don't have those problems at all though. Current Thor, he know who he is now.
Yeah, because
he's figured
that's hard
himself
to
out.
be. I'm thinking about the history of Thor as far as I can remember, and probably further back. I love Kratos. Kratos a bad motherfucker, but Thor is like Thor is like
Nice.
in Marvel what Superman is to DC when your superhero needs a superhero.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. How many weapons does? How many weapons? If you look at it, you're talking about a destroyer versus that of a god. Okay.
Wait, but what is he the destroyer of again? BMT?
He's a destroyer of gods. Like that's
Interesting.
literally. So that's literally, and that's interesting because Thor was struggling just to dealing with one destroyer of gods.
Thor has literally lost against Hercules. He's lost against Ares. He's lost against Zeus. He's lost against Odin. Who has Kratos lost again?
He's also beating those dudes you just mentioned as well.
Wait,
I mean,
with
he beat
an M?
them.
Maybe with an M?
Listen. Kratos makes his career off of killing them. So the same guys that he lost to, the first time Kratos and Hercules met, that was we beat his brains in.
You got to think about it. You got to think about it, right? Here's the difference, right? The version of Hercules Thor fought would have killed Kratos.
How so?
So the funny that you say that.
You're talking about.
It's funny that you say that because I feel the same in retrospect. The same way that BMT said that Kratos fought Thor in the argument. Well, the Thor in his lore gave him a run for his money. Then that means that comic book Thor is going to do the same thing. And my contribution to this is that the Thor from his universe will put the beatbox on the Thor in the comics.
No.
Well, no.
That's the real Thor. That's the real
comics. It's like you know the Thor in the comics is even more powerful with storms and lightning than Thor.
Okay,
like,
no.
Let him go ahead. He said storms of lightning. You got to think that Kratos literally has harnessed that of the primordial elements. The primordial elements. That's the elements at the beginning. And if he's mastered that, what is above that of the primordial fire?
Then you're gonna have to go with Thor with the Odin Force or the Thor Force, or Rune King Thor,
which I feel is going to be used.
Now, here's the thing about that: Thor has to have or pull from something. Kratos doesn't need nothing to pull from or believe in. That's why gods do not. That's why gods are wary of Kratos. If you play in this canon, Odin even said out his own mouth, "God, nobody prays to you, dude. Like nobody calls your name or nothing like that." That's the fundamental of gods. If somebody has to believe in you, like if you don't believe in that person, shout out to what Nick Fury said. You guys are vain and selfish. Once if a human can just say that to Thor and that was it for him, which that's going on right now, but he's struggling, trying to find himself right now, then I don't know, dude. I mean, you could call Kratos all kind of names. He just still gonna kill you. He don't give a damn.
But you also got to remember the Kratos in the Ragnarok series is depowered.
No, actually, he's not
depowered. He even mentions it that he lost a lot of those abilities and powers. I mean, he still has his, godlike physique and the strength, but he even tells them like when that's why that very important when he's in that boat and him and that I forget the guy in the kid.
Pharaoh. Talking to Pharaoh. He's talking to Pharaoh. Go ahead. I like that. Go ahead.
And he's telling it. He's like, look, I lost a lot of these damn things. Does it mean he's still capable? Of course, he's Kratos. But for what we've seen against his Thor versus comic book Thor is like And that
So-
Thor was giving him issues. I mean, he was getting more issues than Image, DC, and Marvel combined. And I mean, you can make the argument that both were holding back. And it's kind of hard. Like if you even when Kratos was fighting more seriously, he was still getting struggles. He gave him more problems to fucking Ares in his universe. Like, God damn.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm glad you brought that up. So as they illustrated, if you look at from the time, the main thing Kratos has been dealing with is I just want to be left alone. It's actually canon in that of the comic book. He actually just the only thing that can kill a Kratos is a Kratos. That's not even a joke. Like literally, Athena said that. Like Kratos, the only thing that's going to be able to kill you now is just you. You were right about that. He does not have the same power anymore because when he killed off his pantheon and destroyed his world where he came from, those elements of power stayed there. However, the stuff that's with him, one, that of the power of the heavens and the universe that he absorbed from Pandora's box, that's his. That's why when he opened up the box again, there was nothing in there because he had already absorbed it. Also, another thing, he ate the Titans. Like he consumed the Titan's soul. Not only that, he also consumed the god of war. I mean, the god of Hades. He consumed his soul as well as all of that of the underworld. Those can't leave him. Those are a part of him forever. So no matter what he does, that will always approximately be a part of him. Now for Thor, I'm sorry, but how many people have already done used his power or taken his power? You can't you done had it where Jane Foster done got it, Baby done got it. I mean,
Captain
shit,
America.
it's like right, like so Captain America, like it's like everybody gets to whore out Odin's son. Like, I mean, shit, like that's the thing about it. Like, so you know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to
literally snatch this nigga a hammer and slap him with it. What are we talking about?
If he's even worthy.
What would make you think that Kratos would not be worthy when Thor's Lord? You wanna know what's crazy? Loki has been worthy of the fucking hammer. So
that's not a good word.
Because you got to remember it's situational. So if we're gonna go by the hammer itself, right?
But he don't always need the hammer.
Even though Kratos is depowered and lost a lot of his abilities, and he's been admitted that in the story, in the current story now. That's the reason. Well, then again, that's the reason why I had to go find other weapons. And then again, it would be a boring ass story if he didn't have to go find other weapons. It's kind of the gist of God of War, anyway. But you're talking about a guy who literally fucked up a lot of people in his universe, like literal other gods. Like took down the Hulk just out of Warrior's Rage himself. And you have a version of me there that's been taxing your ass, and he hasn't even displayed 100th of the power that Thor has been in the comics. It's a little hard for Kratos to make it out of that.
Can I chime in, BMT?
Go ahead, and I got to get Artisan MC into this. I know I got to get Gandalf of comics into all this. Go ahead.
Hold on, bro.
Fix your collar, nephew.
Oh Lord.
Hold on, man.
Goddamn Panther, you done started something. Shit.
Bro, you all right? It better be good you doing all this shit.
All right, so look, bro.
Start.
Look, check this out.
Your snuggie on tight?
Every Thor from every single comic in the comic book for Thor is trying to prevent Ragnarok. Kratos is Ragnarok.
Well, he pretty much is.
That's I'm gonna start it off right there.
So obviously the man been doing a good job at preventing it then.
Second of all,
we ain't seen Kratos.
Second of all, when you're talking about Thor's dubs, please let's mention his losses. How many losses? This man has literally lost to the Wrecking Crew by himself, regular niggas. Thor has lost to Namor, not a regular nigga. Lost. Hercules, lost. Odin literally said, I gave you this power, I can take it away. Took it. You want me to keep going? Hulk literally was struggling to fight Captain America in a regular fight. Captain America actually in comics has beat Thor. That's just a regular nigga. So I'm confused. I'm confused when you say that Kratos is a 1 of 100 of his power when we can't count that many losses when it comes to Kratos. We can't even compare his, in my
Because
opinion.
Kratos hasn't existed that long. You're making a lot of suppositions about shit you can't even prove.
He ain't even fought the amount of niggas that Thor had fought.
All right, Artisan.
Hold on, let me jump in so I can jump in and jump out this conversation.
Artisan, go ahead, Artisan. Let's get you on this.
Go ahead.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna say, the whole debate is kind of lopsided because you're comparing a video game character that has existed for probably about 10 years to a comic book character that has existed for about 40, but you're also mixing in the video game version of this character from mythology, which will be completely fucking different, and they don't equate the same. There is not multiple versions of Thor in comic books. There are two. There is Thor, Odin's son. There is Thor from the Ultimate Universe. And if you want to say Thunderstrike, okay, call it 3. But there ain't multiple ones. Okay? They're not multiple ones.
Shit, but
I'm not finished. Thor ain't took a hell of a lot of L's to a bunch of people. He ain't never been beat by Captain America. I know that damn much. You're gonna have to point out an issue. You're gonna have to point out an issue on that shit when you start throwing. Hold on, let me finish. You have to throw out some issues. You're gonna have to throw out some issues on that to prove that shit even it actually happened. Captain America is not a regular nigga. He is a super soldier, and he's one of the most prodigious and strategic fighters in Marvel, in that pantheon of good fighters. The Wrecking Crew are not regular dudes. They have enchanted, I believe, Asgardian weapons. That's why they're the Wrecking Crew and not a bunch of niggas running around with crowbars and shit. Okay, they actually empowered a bit. I don't remember him ever taking no L's to their asses. You can forget that shit. They're like Morts of Asgard, if anything. Taking a loss to the Hulk, that's a given. Taking a loss to Namor, I don't remember that ever happening, but it could happen under some circumstances. Excuse me. Sorry, I still got a cold.
Right, it's okay.
But although I like the Kratos character, all I'm hearing is geeks trying to elevate a Kratos character to be better than a comic book character, even though the Kratos character has not existed long enough to be greater than anybody. It's a video game character. He can always, in the next episode of the game, be better than somebody else. So if he beat his version of Thor, that does not equate to him beating the Marvel Comics version of Thor. It's not the same fucking thing. It's not.
So what
because if I want to take Kratos in a video game, he would be fighting the classical definition of Thor in Norse mythology. So yeah, he could probably kick his ass. And that Thor's hammer does not have any enchantments on it. Thor's hammer having an enchantment of worthiness on it comes from Marvel Comics. It doesn't come from Norse mythology.
True.
So you have to have all that shit in context when you start throwing around this stuff, because I'm hearing it and I'm like, dudes, you're making a whole buffet of shit thrown together that don't even match up. And I'm trying to figure out what's the through line in it outside of the fact that you want Kratos to be better than Thor. Well, just say you like Kratos better. There's no debate. Because you're going to find any reason to debunk that shit.
Now, okay, so when it came about Artisan, now when it came about Artisan, and thank you for that. That's why I call him like the Gandalf of comics. Now, when it came to that, originally we were jostling around and I said Kratos versus MCU Thor. Now, of course, we laughed that shit off, but one guy actually took that serious and said MCU Thor can beat Kratos, even though it's elite. It's a huge. I would say you're better off using that of the comic book Thor because he has more time on the track. Now, we look at it because there are different versus battles out there. We're building up our league. We're using that of the immaterial. Now, it's going to be up to the person that is using that of comic book Thor, which that will be all black, the Butcher. Is it all black Butcher? He would have to have that of the composite knowledge that you have. Okay? Versus that of I chose Kratos. Now, granted, Kratos, they built the Kratos off of that of the pantheon of Norse mythology and Greek mythology. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out because we'll be looking at the feats, the combat ability, the strength, speed, and also that of their of who could actually fare better. It's no different than if you were to take who would have a better chance of living between that of Rick Grimes and Joel from Last of Us. Like, we're pitting people. If we were giving you a character, who's the goddamn dude that runs goddamn Hogwarts? Well, actually, no, fuck that. If you were to take Gandalf the Grey and then put him against that of, the guy who runs Hogwarts, who would have a better chance of, even though we already know fucking Gandalf is a god, so I don't even know why the fuck. But however, some people believe the guy who runs Hogwarts is way better.
Gandalf is whooping the fuck out of Dumbledore. I'm sorry, I love Dumbledore. Gandalf is gonna whoop the shit out of Dumbledore.
But you have it where some people will argue that, hey, I can prove to you why in a debate you got to be able to prove that of your content of what you're talking about. We all understand this. This is why this debate is good. I loved it how Charles was able to pull out stuff, Khan was pulling out great stuff, and Artisan pulled out great stuff. Like I said, I really believe this is going to be good. Y'all are heavily passionate, about your stuff. This is why Juffy makes the artwork for these kind of things. It's going to be really good. I will be defending that of Kratos. I've already started doing my research. I've already been doing 2 days worth of research on this thing. Like I said, it's going to be interesting how this plays out because I've even started brushing up on the weaknesses as well as his combat prowess versus that of Thor. The most interesting thing about it is the axe that Kratos carries is equal to that of Thor's hammer. Like, that is not even that. Literally, they actually built that axe just to axe. The axe is actually built to contend with Thor's hammer. Which, ironically, when Thor loses his hammer, what does he always end up picking up? His axe. So this is interesting that Kratos has the axe now. And so I definitely am for this battle. I think that Charles, I definitely think you definitely could do pretty good in there. But I would I had a friend ask me who would win between He-Man and goddamn Beastmaster, which I said, damn, I haven't. Yeah, like
He-Man.
The dude with the Falcon.
No, yeah, Beastmaster. You know the guy who talk to all the animals and shit and have naked chicks.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
What does this thing do?
Come on, bro.
That's like trying to put Tarzan against Mowgli, bro. Why would you do that?
Come on now, dude. That's exactly what that is. That's the perfect example that you can come up
What's
with.
wrong with you?
You tripping? What? He-Man?
Hey, when you're on break, you have the most interesting conversations. Like the guy was like, "Nah, man, Beastmaster could just call any animal in He-Man's world."
What animal gonna do against a dude who fight aliens and monsters?
Well, you never know. Beastmaster could probably tell his panther or his tiger shit to kill him.
I don't give a damn. That nigga gave
Look, the only way to make that fight work is you take Beastmaster versus Sheena.
Oh,
Even
then, like that, you gonna tear him down like that? Just take him down to Shira.
You gotta fight Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Now, are we talking about Beastmaster from the He-Man comics? Or are we talking about Beastmaster from like the show or some
TV show, bro?
Beastmaster from the old movie from the 80s.
Because there's a beast in the show, like, and then that dispute show whole fucking debate. Like, if he's fighting already a nigga in his own universe that controls animals, how the fuck is this regular dude who doesn't on a smaller scale is gonna be able to? All right.
So there's a movie as well as there's a show called Beastmaster. It was a boy or a prophecy child who literally like a barbarian He-Man like world. Let me know if I'm wrong about this, artisan. And motherfucker can talk to animals. Like literally, if he stares at the animal and says, hey, like, dude had fucking lemurs killing people. Like, you gotta be badass. Fucking lemurs.
I was a fan.
Killing people.
The little weasels. The little weasels. Kodo and Poto. Little Kodo and Poto. Man, he can talk to the weasels.
Hey, they were getting shit done, bro. They were getting shit done.
Let's get shit done for them. Else it's thieves.
Little fairies.
There's grifting shit for them.
Hey, bro. The motherfucker took a dude in the fire, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
And I heard the most. Let's talk about this shit. Whose nickname and moniker is the most powerful man in the universe, going against the Beastmaster, the Super Dog Whisperer.
The Super Dog.
You got him who went against the pre-crisis Superman.
I don't know if y'all can see it.
Nah, it's kind of blurry.
So
I have the book, the original book of Superman. Toe to toe. You talking about in the cartoon series pushing celestial moons, celestial bodies around versus the Dog Whisperer.
Listen, do not disrespect Beastmaster like that, Charles. Beastmaster killed a lot of cool motherfuckers too now. Don't do that.
Yeah, but he ain't fucking no people. But here's the crazy part. There ain't a goddamn thing but Beastmaster can do but take that man out to lunch.
And shine his boots.
Compare sword. Compare sword.
I mean, even Lion, when he called down, give me power beyond power, was still amazed of how powerful He-Man was. Like, even Superman was like, God damn, this motherfucker's strong. Like, if you would have said somebody like Shazam, or I'd have been like, oh, interesting, but Beastmaster, no.
What was you smoking on when you thought of that? Like,
now, I would have gave you a better fight that would have been more interesting, like Man at Arms versus Panthro. Something a little bit more interesting. You know, the Gadgeteers going at it, even though Panthro has a strength advantage, but, you know, Man at Arms could, you know, get down with the best of them, too.
Again,
and I'm tired of Death Battle stealing my shit, okay? I thought of Wonder Woman versus Shiva years ago. Gave my goddamn credit, but go ahead.
Like, so we're definitely going to be having this these battles. My friend, she asked Terminator versus RoboCop. I think that is a comic already. That is a comic. Terminator versus RoboCop. Like I said, but we definitely
might win that, bro.
RoboCop might win that. See, I don't want to ruin like that. It's a comic.
I mean, Terminator get whooped on by regular humans. I mean, you can get on whatever. I'm just saying.
Now, to be fair, is Terminator technically getting is the Terminator technically getting beat by them, or is he just getting worn down? Like, and if it's a straight up fight, is he technically getting?
No, they be destroying them. The one went in the lava. They get to blowing them up. The future Terminator fighting them in the war. They was blowing them up, shooting them up. Fuck it.
bring some more. They just keep remanufacturing them motherfuckers. They just kept coming.
See, like I said, but we definitely want that of. We definitely want participation. Sometimes we definitely want good judges. The judges will not be helping in the debate. Only thing, the most they can do is make sure that everything's being done fairly. Or as one person, like they were asking about speed feet, and they were like, "Well, Thor can keep up with Wally," and Columns were like, "Wait, that's DC and Marvel. How are you bringing up? How are you bringing up two different people that you know what I'm saying?" Although, I mean, you probably could have brought up Archie, Sonic. I mean, Archie comic, they get in every fucking universe. I don't know how the fuck they do it.
Because Archie is owned by Warner Brothers, so that's why they can still cross over.
I mean, I like I said, Sonic done met Spawn. I'm still mind blown by that. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing surprised me with Sonic anymore. That motherfucker's a god. But we definitely want it to happen. Also, if you guys definitely, if you want some good comic book conversations, please go over to Artisan MC as well as Colonel Faulkner's channel. Cap No Tap will definitely be doing verse battles, comic book talk. We also go over that of movies. We did a Wakanda Forever discussion that got way fucking deep, as well as Artisan MC went over that, and Colonel Faulkner. We want to do this to definitely build up that of the participation. I think this is actually a good panel because each one of us is heavy in our field of lore.
Expertise.
Yeah. So this is definitely that. What's going on, Angelica? So it's going to be what we make it. Definitely, I put the link in the channel. BlerdApproved Entertainment. Fridays. 8 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 Eastern Time. I don't know what the fuck it is.
You got it.
You know,
you got it.
Well, I'm talking Midwest. I'm talking like Midwest. I don't know.
Central Time is 10 o'clock. Other than that, I don't know nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know. After that. If you're in Arizona, I don't know. What would it be in Arizona? I don't know. I think they would be on Pacific.
It's the same time here as me. Yeah. Arizona right next to me.
Okay. Arizona is just an hour difference. It's an hour difference.
Okay. Yeah. But definitely
it's still in Pacific, depending on what part.
No, nobody's fighting Alf. Nobody's fighting Alf for you, baby. Sorry, my people asking who's gonna fight Alf. She likes
Alf, the little creature Alf.
The alien.
I don't know. I could have the little gremlins fight Alf. I guess you could have the gremlin fight Alf.
No, you have ET fight Alf.
Oh God, that I don't want to do that. That motherfucker's like
Alf might.
You don't think ET got hands with them long ass fingers? ET got that reach. What are you talking about?
ET got
reach, boy.
He got that.
As long as they're not fighting on the border, they'll get deported. They'll get deported.
But yeah, we definitely can. Like I said, if y'all could think of it, we throw it at Khan and Jufy. The verses can happen, and we definitely want that. I have been talking with some of my friends to also push for gaming as well as Magic. We have Thomas is heavy on the Magic Artisan. I definitely want to try to get y'all.
I got a battle for you, BMT.
What?
Cobra versus Hydra.
Oh,
I thought
I'm going Hydra. Cobra, they can't shoot worth the fuck. I don't know why. All this
I might have to go Hydra.
Are you serious?
Cobra,
BMT, how many times has it been one hero in a room full of Hydra and that nigga did not get hit? Even with Black Widow in the room and the whole shit. Hawkeye.
You talking about Serpentor, Storm Shadow, Destro.
I
mean, you got a lot of heavy hitters in Cobra, but I mean, you
got mercenaries.
I'm a real
straight up
G.I. Joe
mercenaries.
fan. You feel me? Knowing this half the battle.
Nobody G.I. Joe Resolute version of Cobra. They ain't fucking around.
But here's the thing about it. Hydra has got a lot of things done way more effectively. Like, I shit you not. Like, I don't know how the fuck. Like,
They kept
like
they're
they're playing Hydra plays 4D chess with the fucking world. Like, they got people in position. Like, I'm sorry, but Hydra's the type of motherfuckers that would probably put somebody inside a goddamn Cobra Command or some shit, and you wouldn't even fucking know. Like, they'll probably be right in there with them, sabotaging them. Like, they're super geniuses versus Cobra. I mean, I would love to. You know what? I would gladly love to hear that debate. I would gladly love to hear that debate because
that's a lot of debate.
I don't have no faith in Cobra. Like, I just don't.
I just have some faith
over there. Some faith in there.
I don't.
Cobra has a theme song than Hydra.
The one time I saw blood, in G.I. Joe, I got scarred. I
was saying Cobra has a better theme song than Hydra.
Oh, this is
there you go. We're going off music now. It's where we're doing that now. We're doing
bro, Hydra.
I mean, that is true.
Hydra infiltrated the world government like easily, bro. They for 60 years.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that okay, let's flip the script. Hydra has held themselves secret, kind of like Wakanda, you feel me, and been like, oh, we working underneath the scenes and shit like that. So we ain't really had as much conflict. On the other hand, Cobra has been out and about on present bumpers. I'm on TV, the whole shit, talking shit, taking over newscasters, and motherfuckers still can't stop me. I think that's a little bit more impressive.
But they get laid out.
I gotta rock steady getting shit done than Cobra.
You gotta have to tell me which version of Cobra are you talking about. Are you talking about the one from the movies, or are you talking about the one from the comics? The cartoon one don't count. They was kind of lame.
That's what I was talking about.
See what I'm saying? Like,
don't hurt my feelings, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They were fiendish. They were very fiendish.
Comic book Cobra was fiendish. They were a problem. That was your OG terrorist organization worldwide, affiliations. There was a problem.
Because Cobra did the same shit that Hydra did for years. And I mean, they were probably even better because you got to remember what G.I. Joe would be in real life. G.I. Joe would kind of be like a NATO.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like an allied force.
They actually referenced that in the comic about being NATO. So that's actually a fact.
So it would be like NATO. So imagine you got a terrorist organization that's as high tech as Cobra that's going toe to toe with NATO. Toe to toe, openly, not giving a fuck. Say we bringing a war to you.
Yeah, and I just want to also bring up, he talking about Hydra being like, hidden and infiltrate. Do you know how many places that Cobra infiltrated? They infiltrated the G.I. Joe, they infiltrated the world government, all types of shit. And then there's other factions of Cobra. So it's like, it's the same thing if we was talking about the Hand, if we was talking about
whoa. Don't do that to the Hand now. The Hand, they official.
They're their own thing.
What you mean? Cobra is official too. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, it's like you're talking about, it's the same conversation if we talk about like the League of Assassins, like these big organizations that are able to overthrow the government. They have that much arsenal, they have that much of an army, they have that much power. That's what I'm trying to say about Cobra.
You literally got a lady who's an actual baroness with damn near almost unlimited money, not including the twins who were business tycoons.
That's all they're good for, though.
Don't forget Despero.
Extensive enterprises.
Extensive enterprises, baby. And don't forget, they just let Despero out of jail just for that basketball player. Shit.
Shut up.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That in there. They let Despero out.
Despero out for Chris Ryder. Shit. So Cobra.
If Cobra is real now, bro, they already won. They already run America, bro.
Oh, I mean, that's about all you need is the metal mask, shit, and a Scottish accent.
Okay. I'm just waiting for a metal mask or a silver faced bald dude to show up and say, "I'm now the president." I'm just gonna say, "Hail Cobra." I'm not even trying to fight.
I already got the tattoo, so I'm waiting.
I'm just going. Oh, we might have a good year with Cobra.
Yeah. You basically got the Mustache Man party versus Cobra, and I'm gonna go with Cobra. They make terrorists, but at least they're American terrorists.
Oh, that's out of pocket. So wait, who would Hydra be? Is Hydra Target? Is that what you're trying to say?
Huh?
Now Cobra is a Walmart version of Hydra. I'm just
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Y'all can.
You gotta remember Hydra. You gotta remember Hydra has its roots in the Nazi Party, right? So Hydra gets into a lot of stuff, but they infiltrate a lot of places. It's still kind of secret. If you're not dealing with SHIELD, most people don't know about Hydra or what the hell they do, right?
Yeah.
They always infiltrate behind the scenes. But Cobra will pull some Magneto shit like we about to take over this whole damn planet today.
That's what I said.
And what you gonna do about it? You better call in your special forces, which is the G.I. Joe squad.
We ready to lay all the line right now.
Artists, Cobra be pulling that Biggie Smalls. You know, what's that? Give me the loot.
Yep.
Yeah, tell Cobra. Tell Cobra.
Mindbender was screwing around in the lab, and he developed some device, and you can use this, and we can fuck up the weather on the whole planet. Let's do it. Let's get it. Run it.
The only thing about it that I say that just keeps on fucking up Cobra the most is the fucking Wolverine. I don't know why they haven't figured out a contingency plan for Wolverine yet, but they just can't figure out something for that fucking short, hairy man. He just keeps coming around and fucking up. But that's just he's.
I mean, Captain America.
Well, that's the hand. Yeah, that's the hand. Captain America was kicking Hydra ass. Yeah, he meant Hydra. He said Cobra.
Okay, because I was confused for a second.
Yeah, no. Cobras have their problems with Snake Eyes. They don't have problems with Wolverines.
But that's a boy though. Like people confuse on like just how powerful Snake Eyes really is. Like his skill set.
Oh, bro, Snake Eyes is a lethal weapon.
He's a one man.
To me, I feel like Snake Eyes team, his Ninja Covert Op team is like the real Green Beret of the team. And Duke is just like the liaison manager that goes in front of the cameras and says things like, "Hey, America, we're cool."
Like the Sergeant Major. Well, he's the equivalent of the Sergeant Major. But he's like the Sergeant Major, and there's also G.I. Joe, who's the actual leader of G.I. Joe. He's like a 4-star general. And you got General Fleck, and you also have Joe. They're the highest ranking ones. The field
John Colt.
And it's like
what rank is Duke? What rank is Duke again?
Duke's like a sergeant major. He's like a sergeant major because they redid all the ranks to make them make sense. I know that Shipwreck, he's now a Navy SEAL, which makes sense if I'm gonna put on a counterterrorism team. I don't want the galley cook to be up there, you know.
Navy SEAL. Because Shipwreck was always a seaman. He was always a sailor, but the Navy SEAL was wetsuit. Wetsuit was the Navy SEAL.
Wetsuit. But they changed them in the mid-aughts, so they changed it to a Navy SEAL. So they have
that little redone comic.
Yeah, they did it in the modern comics. Yeah, and they also I forgot what was the fucking what is it? Who's the lieutenant on there?
Lieutenant Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon's a ranger. Yeah, he's a ranger.
Yeah, he's a ranger. Because G.I. Joe is like your special forces. So you get in the top of any branch of service.
Yeah, they're tier 1 unit.
So they're tier 1 unit, right? So your special operators. That's why it's not a lot of G.I. Joes. It's very few of them, actually. All the rest of them regular grunts and foot soldiers and stuff like that. It's just regular military folks. But within that GI Joe, if you had like Snake Eyes, this little special little unit, or Sergeant Slaughter's little Marauders, they little groups. That's even more specialized groups above the GI Joes, right? So they come from every branch. So they have ranks within GI Joe, but they within their branch they probably have their own rank.
I feel like if you don't get a cool name when you become a GI Joe, you're pretty much gonna die. Because I feel like if I didn't get a cool name after the first week, I pretty much know I'm gonna get the grunt dumb shit, like have to run out there and fight 50 or 100 Cobra troops by myself. Why?
Well, it's like a regular Cobra trooper. Like, what's the regular Cobra trooper's name? Dan?
Cannon Slaughter? My name's Ed, and I'm in sales, and I was on crack cocaine until I joined Cobra.
I would be faking my death so many times on the battlefield. It wouldn't even be funny, bro. Like I would. It's not like they would keep track. We got helmets on. I would just wait for one or two of them to get shot, and then lay down, and put their bodies on top.
Just fall over.
Only bad thing, if I had to join fucking GI Joe, nigga, I ain't rapping and I ain't rhyming. You gonna put some respect on my shit? Like,
okay, better yet, I would definitely. I know a battle to throw artisan. Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers versus that of Cobra Command.
Stormtroopers.
Well, here's the thing. I would say this. Outside of what they show you on a cartoon or television with stormtroopers being terrible and having terrible aim, and Cobra Troopers having terrible aim because they're trying to sell the show to kids, those people ain't supposed to have no terrible aim. Because if you want to see some stormtroopers laying people down, watch Andor, that last episode of Andor. They wasn't missing a beat. They was hitting everybody they was aiming at. I was like, wow, stormtroopers that can shoot people. This is awesome.
That'd be kind of scary. Like, oh shit, they learn how to shoot. Ain't this a bitch?
Yeah, they're supposed to, if you read the novels and stuff like that, stormtroopers are feared because they do shoot. Like, most people only think that the clone troopers were actually good shots, right? No, the stormtroopers were better than the clone troopers. Yeah. They're supposed to be, at least in the books they are. But here, in the movies, you don't want to see people get killed all the time.
That's the same thing with Cobra. Cobra, if y'all haven't seen G.I. Joe Resolute, that's how Cobra was in the comics. I'm going to tell you, the first 10 minutes of watching that shit, people died. They even, I'm not giving you the story, but they took care of Betrayer. And they showed you how they just putting up a point. As my homeboy said when he told me to watch it, he said, Cobra ain't fucking around. He said, this is the Cobra we always been waiting for. Like, go put that shit in your YouTube, G.I. Joe Resolute. And I'll tell you, that's some of the best shit I watched in 10 years. I was like, you ever watch an anime that was so good you almost wanted to cry? You're like, what the fuck I've been watching this whole time? And I felt that way about Samurai 7 too. Yeah, that shit was so good.
Ooh, you're a real anime fan. You're a real anime fan.
Yeah, Samurai 7.
We will be having anime battles also. Like I said, we definitely, the shit is gonna have good faith. If you love what you're doing, it's not work. And like I said, we all love what we're doing. Also, like I said, I've also talked with Con, and like I was talking with Charles. We're also looking at doing some video gaming, like meetups of online gaming. You don't need a whole 1,000 people in the chat. It'd be nice. You just want to have people that are enthusiasts. Like, we got men and women in the chat that are like bringing up good information, and stuff like that. And that's what we honestly want to grow. And so we have good faith in this. I know we went over the time, but it's definitely. I will be getting the emails so that way we can have you guys participate. And definitely hope to see y'all even in the arena I hope to see other guys from Beastly Nerd, and other guys who love comics and anime to definitely partake in this. Like I said, what do you think of that? Starhead Juffy, Artisan. Anything y'all guys want to say before we wrap it up?
I'm just happy
I'll sign up to be a judge, but I'm not going to argue with folks. I'm not going to argue with folks about geek stuff because I don't necessarily believe in arguing over geek stuff. But I'll judge. You know, I'm anal about specifics. Like, you got to be correct. Don't say no bullshit. You got to be correct. So, but no, I think it's a good thing. If you know anybody having a good geek conversation, I'm always good for that shit. So.
Like I said, Artisan has run an amazing shop. Like I said, the guy that's definitely, we don't have enough people who actually. I wish there was a black-owned comic book shop where I'm at now.
Thanks.
But there's not enough of them. But we're gonna have to support to make this shit definitely compile and come together. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I will come up with whatever stuff that we need. You know, Khan, Juffy is very good with the animation work. Khan is good with organizing everything. Artisan, if you want to help with judging Colonel Faulkner, if you want to help with getting the shares out, as well as definitely bringing, it's going to take all of us together.
I don't mind doing some judging. I might get in the arena once in a while, but I don't mind judging. I don't mind sharing. And I'm going to.
Charles says he wants to judge.
Charles, you over the age range. Charles is in the conversation.
You know, I'm old, but
if you're old, what am I, dear? If you're old, what am I?
Ancient.
Fuck you.
Oh.
We're gonna get artists to come to Blerd Con.
Man,
you know, tales of a black comic book.
I can't lie, he definitely does pull it out. Like it is Captain America beating Thor. It is Captain America beating Thor.
What book is that?
I think it's Avengers 63.
I just read it.
I'll get it. Invested him.
Email me that.
So, like I said, man, I know I'm younger, you feel me? But I read comics. I've been reading comics since I was literally 5. You feel me? That's all I knew. Before I was reading like little issues, like as far as like Dr. Seuss and all that stuff, my uncle put me on comic books. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole box full of comic books. He just passed on to me. I've been reading comic books since I was a kid, bro. So when I bring up feats, these aren't feats that you can read off the internet. You can't just type it in and find it. You had to either read the issue or understand like the characters that people don't like. Like people, when I say people don't like people like Namor, people like the Wrecking Crew, stuff like that. People don't read those characters like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation we was having about Hawkeye versus Cheshire. People don't read Cheshire. People don't read Outlaws and shit like that. So it's like, of course, the uncommon character is not going to be known to beat the popular character in feats. You have to actually read the comic to know it. You feel me? So
it also depends on what version of the guy, because all versions of Cheshire ain't nothing to fuck with.
Well, I would say that's usually what I do on my channel is bringing this to the people who actually read the books and stuff like that, because I've said it many times. I don't know everything and I didn't read everything. So if you're going to show me something that I didn't read, because there's a lot of shit I just did not read. Like if I was going to have a conversation in depth on Thor, I wouldn't be the one to do it. I get my boy Joe Hurd because he reads Thor religiously.
Right. Same. I agree.
So that's why I wouldn't jump into a conversation telling you wrong or something. I didn't read that, but show me where it is so I can look at it. So that's why I'm trying to find out what issue and what year was that, and see if it was an offshoot book or was in regular continuity.
Right.
I remember that book there because that was the book when he came down waging war, and Iron Man tried to stop him. Captain America stopped him. And he was already king of Asgard, and Cap did it, and he was like, okay. because he dented Captain America's shield in that. So he was like, he did it because it wasn't a defeat. It was blowing off some steam on both sides.
Okay. I mean, one person was up top standing, and the other person was down, but however you want to count it.
It's the equivalent of letting your little brother beat you.
Oh, why are we doing that? Why are we doing
because
that?
there's no possible way Captain America should beat Thor. There's no possible.
I mean, he did fix his shield.
Bro, this stuff happens all the time in comics.
I'm telling you because I remember that comic.
That's why I said he bested him.
And the people were praying to him. He was the king of Asgard, and people were praying to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was defending the people. And the Avengers told him to stand down. And he's like, why am I going to stand down for people who asked me to come?
Right.
And they couldn't take him. So he was blowing off steam with the Avengers. And he said, all right, I'm going to leave. Not because he got his ass kicked. It's because he actually respected Tony and Steve. And he didn't want to kill them.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, he was a more powerful version of Thor.
Right.
No kidding. Because when he's the king.
But
that sounds like it was the J. Michael Straczynski run there.
He should still not be bleeding. Punches from Captain America should not be phasing him.
But you got to remember, Captain America.
Yes, it should.
Captain America.
Put it this way. Hold on, Charles. Hold down for a second.
Okay.
Captain America's strength is like a Hulk. Captain America is like a little Hulk. That's what he's like. He's like a Hulk, right? A small Hulk without transformation. Really low level Hulk, right? So if he hit Thor, and Thor said it phased him, or he went with the punch, that's keeping Captain America from killing himself. There's no possible way in hell Captain America should be able to beat Thor unless Thor is not trying to fight him and just saying, all right, man, whatever. And it's the same thing with Captain America beating up the Punisher. Why did he beat the shit out of the Punisher? Because Punisher respects Captain America and wouldn't fight back. He wouldn't fight him. He respects him too much.
See, and that's the thing, bro. So, like, with me, I understand all that, right? But that's the common understanding of comics, and then you have to understand that there's older versions.
Okay, see, now you condescending because you're telling me what I'm telling you is common.
You gotta let me finish the sentence before you say I'm being condescending. You gotta let me finish the sentence.
That was condescending. No, that was condescension.
You didn't let me finish
the condescension.
It was not condescension.
Basically, you called me common. Call me common. What I said is common.
That's not what I said. That's your assumption.
That's exactly what you said. That's not an assumption. That was verbatim what you said.
You're reacting out of emotion. You gotta let me finish the sentence.
That's not emotion. Don't tell me my emotions. Okay, that's being extra condescending. I'm not 50 years old. You don't know my emotions or me to tell me.
Before you made the assumption that it's condescending.
That was not an assumption. That was condescension that you did in what you said. That was condescension.
All right. Well, I don't know.
That's not an assumption. That's how English works.
Come on.
That's how English works.
Condescending has to be, you have to know my intentions, correct?
No, I do not have to know your intentions to say it's condescending. Condescension is to place someone below you to tell them what you think they don't know.
Right.
That is what you did in that statement by telling me what I just told you was
so when
common.
I said that, you tell me where in that sentence I did that.
I just told you that.
No, you didn't. You said you explained what condescending is. Tell me where in the sentence did I condescend you?
You condescended to me when you said, like I'm telling you for the third time, when you told me what I said to you was common and how you knew more was not common. That is condescension.
Now,
all right, man. All right, bye.
Now what you're doing is you're doing the whole.
You gotta remember that. You gotta remember.
You're paraphrasing what I'm saying. You feel me? What I said was, I understand that is the common understanding of the relationship between those two characters, which is that's the common understanding between Punisher would never put his hands on Captain America and shit like that. Yeah, I understand that because we all understand that in the later issues that is their relationship. But in the older comics, when Punisher first meet Captain America, he points a gun at him and he says, "If you try to stop me again, I will kill you." So again, like I said, I'm not being condescending. I'm just trying to place understanding that in later comics, there's a different relationship between
you got to think about this.
versus how it was originally.
There's no comic book universe where Captain America is just outright beating Thor. There isn't. Not in the Ultimates, not in 616, not in the cinematic, not even in the animation. And you're talking about literally, like I said before, he's literally Superman for the Avengers. People say Batman can beat Superman. Maybe. Even Batman stated, even with Kryptonite, this motherfucker's a problem. It's commonly known there's a shit ton more ways Superman can kill Batman than Batman can even think about killing him. And even if he has kryptonite, he's got to be like, okay, we got to do this quick because if we miss, we fucked. And it's like, even with that issue that I saw, because it looked familiar, but it was blurry till BMC blew it up. That was when he was Thor had a beard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was King of Asgard with the Odin Force.
Right, he was assuming Odin. He was pretty much assuming Odin's
role.
So that's why whenever Thor grows a beard, he'd always take Odin's pretty much role.
His position.
So that was at a point where he's even more powerful than he normally is. And he was waging war, and Iron Man tried to bring this suit where it was like the Thor Buster. He called it in that issue. That was actually a 3 to 4 issue arc.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And he was like, he let him hit him because he's like, look, all right, we need to get some steam off. So it's not a normal defeat. It's like, okay, all right, I see your point.
Okay,
because,
but my question.
Again, that's why I said he bested him.
What did he say? What did he say in the comic that led you to believe that he was letting him hit him? Because nowhere in the comic he's like, oh, I'm gonna let him hit me, or I'm not gonna hit.
Because Captain America. If Thor wanted to do something to Captain America, Cap would be dead.
But apparently not. Yeah,
like, you're telling me, like, this is the part where Artisan was talking about the condescending. When you read the comics normally, I'm just trying to explain it to you. When you read the comics normally, and we all agree that this is an even more powerful version of fucking Thor, who's already hella powerful. And he's the king now. This is King Thor. And he's letting Captain America hit him with a kick. And this is a motherfucker who regularly takes punches from Namor, Hercules, and the Hulk. Cap's good. I love Cap. I love me some Cap. But Steve Rogers, ain't got shit up on Thor's neighborhood. So that's a little, and I read that book because he kind of let them go. It's like the same time when Thor came back, and he was, and it was like post Civil War, and Tony was big shit because he's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff. Hell, the only reason he even won Civil War is because Cap gave up. Cap let himself get arrested. He was actually winning. So when he came back and Thor had some words with him because he found out that, Goliath, who was a really good friend of Thor, was killed by a clone of his, and he was upset that Tony kept strands of his hair when they first met. And he said, remember them times you thought you could beat me? That's because I let you. Even when he hit him full blast, point blank, with those unibeams, and he just stood there like, that's all you got? He actually struck him down with lightning that overmatched his suit. So this is like Thor when he's actually being kind of serious. So it's kind of hard to say it's a victory, especially when you're like, okay, when you read the book, that's why context matters, especially in comics, because we can pull pictures all day, but the context of what's going on matters because they're blown off steam.
Jill, you want to chime in before I chime in?
No, I'm actually agreeing with him. That's what I said. He bested him in a fight. He didn't really defeat him. It was just
You know, he wasn't really trying to hurt him. Like, it's just writing, bro, at the end of the day. Because you know damn well, bro, not going to be able to defeat Thor. Not here, not there. Bro really already said everything that needs to be said. I read it a little bit. I didn't read all of them. But it's just, yes, the context does matter.
So before BMT goes, I see you getting ready to say something. I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel because now I'm gonna say something out of emotion. I think it's bullshit when you have a conversation about comics and somebody says there's nowhere in comics that you can find that. So the person says, okay, that could be considered condescending, but I don't debate. I don't get emotional. Hey, here's this thing. Oh, well, the assumption is, or you have to understand the context is that he was holding back. Then I ask, as a comic book reader, where in the context did they show where he was thinking it or that he verbally said, I'm holding back in this fight? That's not a thing. But instead of it being a conversation of, oh, we just have a difference of a difference of what we're viewing in the comic, it's, oh, you're being condescending. That's dishonest to me, and I don't like that type of rhetoric because I'm an honest man. I would never debate in a way where I'm trying to belittle somebody, first of all, that I don't know. I have no ill intent or feelings towards. And then two, we're talking about something that we both share and love, which is comics. So I'm trying to talk about comics, and instead of it being on some brother blurred, hey, this is what I like, this is whatever, it's, oh, you're being condescending. That to me is, that's, I don't know. I don't feel
I want to say this before, but listen, I have the utmost admiration in all of you guys. Like you guys, like artists, I go to him every Sunday to have geek elite talk. Charles and me and him always talk on comics and Con, me and you always had good debates, and just me and Joofy. I understand his passion. Like I said, and I know I want this to definitely work because you know, like I said, it is passion, and you know, it is something that does happen. Is Thor a god? Like, is he a heavy hitter for the Avengers? Yes. That's why everybody found it kind of interesting when Captain Marvel showed up and they're like, oh, she's the mightiest Avenger. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? How do you side swipe Thor? And Thor, Odin's son, literally is Odin's son. Like, when all is gone. Right. And I'm like, when everything is gone, literally at the end of time, Thor is probably most likely going to be the last one still there. Like, literally, I think it's supposed to be him and his daughter. And that's, so like I said, and his dad told him that, like, yo, when man is gone, you'll just be you. Unless you're a god, ain't nobody gonna be there. And Odin's pretty up there with the pantheon.
Yeah, so, like, I don't take any of this personal. Everybody's gonna have a strong debate, but just like I was giving an example of context. Right. Context is this. I remember reading a book of the Incredible Hulk. Everybody knows there's certain levels to certain shit. For example, I'll give you two examples. Everybody remember in Civil War, and I hate the fact that they let Spider-Man be known. It should have been surprising, but fuck you, Marvel, anyway. It should have been like when Peter Parker was going toe-to-toe with Captain America. Context was, everybody knew Cap was not really fighting full force. What did he say what did Tony say when he said, but I fought against Captain America? What did Tony tell him?
Pull on my punches.
Cap was pulling his punches. He was going to eat you, kid.
Yeah, he's going. He told him. He said, "Cap's going to do." He said, "Mr. Stark told me that you're going to pull your punches."
And even with him pulling his punches, could he take Cap? Nope. He was getting his ass kicked. Just like I have a book from the '90s when it was Professor Hulk, and I forget, it was some issue where Captain America used leverage because he's basically a level 7 fighter and used his martial art abilities to throw the Hulk. But what did Hulk do when he was actually surprised? Like, oh shit, this thing actually threw me. He took a telephone pole and wrapped it around Cap. There are certain levels of context within certain characters. But it's nothing personal. It's just everybody loves comics. But go ahead.
Go ahead, artist.
So I was going to jump in right here to say something. So one of the reasons I don't get into geek, what is supposed to be a debate, what just ends up being an argument in a dick measuring contest. And Charles knows this because me and Charles and Artie Idmore have gone through this before. I don't do geek dick measuring contests because it's stupid. It's stupid to me in the sense that geeks, and I don't call myself a blerd or none of that shit. I call myself a geek. I don't need a black signification on it to know who the hell I am. I am 49 years old. I've been reading geeks for longer than some people are reading comics, longer than some people have been alive. So I call it condescending when somebody thinks they're going to explain to me comic books when not only do I have been reading this forever, I own a business selling this shit and have been talking about it forever. So when someone tries to tell me they're going to give me something common about me and they're going to prove how much more knowledge they have of this shit than me, that is condescending. Now, you did mention a panel, and I did say, I don't believe that ever happened. And you pulled it up, and then what did I say? No, I was wrong. Because I don't have a problem doing it. I don't have any ego invested in it like that. It's not. I go for the accuracy of it, period, the end. And what I do as a comic book reader and seller of comic books is I make sure people hold to the shit that they're talking. That if you're talking about comics, show me where it happened in the comics. If you're talking about movies, show me where it happened in the movies. You need to be specific on which one you're talking about. Like BMT was just talking about Captain Marvel being the strongest Avenger. Well, that's in the MCU, yeah. But she ain't the strongest Avenger in the comic books or anywhere else. So while I know that's bullshit, in the MCU playground, it might kind of be true with how they nerf Thor most of the damn time and the Hulk. Now, as far as Captain America fighting Thor, Captain America would die. If Thor was not allowing Captain America to hit him, Captain America would break his whole shit hitting Thor. And that's why I posed the simple question of, could Captain America take a full shot from the Hulk? No, Thor can. So what do you think Captain America is doing to Thor if Thor's not allowing it? Nothing. He's not trying to fight him. He has respect for him. And that was the only point I'm making. The other part is about condescension. I'm too old for people to try to talk down to me. I know too much for people to try to talk down to me. I respect everybody. That's why I don't condescend. But that's why I also know what condescension is. What I get in issues with younger people, which are usually millennials, is they condescend in every word they say and don't even understand it. Now, you want respect of knowledge. I will give you that you read comics. Bully for you. But you ain't the only one who read comics at all. So you're not telling anybody something that they may not know. Just say what you know. And stop dick measuring. It's not a dick measuring contest. This is an outcast endeavor. Being a geek anyway. Being a black geek at that. So there should be no dick measuring amongst a bunch of outcasts anyway. If you got to get into dick measuring, you ain't really a fucking geek. You're just looking for some place where you can find your heel to stand on and have some supremacy. And that ain't geekdom. Geekdom is everybody is welcome and everybody's knowledge is taken. And there is no condescension. And I know that because I was there when geekdom, you couldn't even be involved with the shit. Nobody cared. Couldn't get a bitch. You didn't have no good friends. None of that shit. You was weird. It wasn't popular. It wasn't the hip thing to do. There wasn't no money in it. You had to love it for loving it. And that was the end of it. Excuse me. So that's what I came back on here to say with this shit. Just to let it be known where I am and where I stand on this shit. If you really into comics, I applaud your uncle for giving you a bunch of comics and letting you read it. But you reading a bunch of comics don't mean you get to talk down to anybody else because you think every nigga know less than you. They don't. And I ain't one of them that do. So just check that shit. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm way too grown. I got kids probably your age or older. I don't take that shit off of nobody.
DMT. You ain't ready to wrap it up?
I'm ready to wrap it up.
There we go. There it is.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with him out of respect. BMT and the
It
channel.
ain't a back and forth. I said what I said.
I'm not going back and forth. That's the point.
I think
what you just did was condescending.
How's that? That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to go the higher road, and you still trying to take it that way. That's what I'm trying to say. If you want to act out of emotion, my G, older gentleman, however you want to say it, I'm letting you have that. I'm not trying to go back and forth.
You're not letting me have anything, and it's not emotion.
I'm gonna just say this: once you mention the word emotion, when a man gives you logical aspects, that's when it starts to come off condescending. Because what he said is that logically, he even gave you kudos when you brought the picture. And when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, I remember that shit. That was actually a good comic. That's when he was King Thor. That's why when I asked you, did he have a beard in there? And I was like, yep, that's when he became king. It's not the fact that, see, this is what people mix up and misconstrue. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. And words to a lot of people are important. Remember, when you say emotion, and I'm telling you something that's logic, people get a little hot about that. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but people tend to do. And you gotta look at it like, we applaud you and we glad that carrying the torch for the comics. And hell, this is the part of the debates and the arguments that people have to understand is that when you come out there, that's why I always say context matters. Because if I show you a picture of anything, pick two characters. That one picture, that one panel does not define the whole battle or the meeting. Like, for example, sometimes Namor is going to win against what? We'll say about 70% of Marvel characters, right? He should, because he has certain advantages that he's probably stronger than 70, 85% of the characters, and he can fly. So he should. When does he really start to get challenged? When he goes against a Thor and a Hulk. Okay, context matters. Like, yeah, Spider-Man's stronger than Batman, but that's okay. Context matters. It does not mean that Batman's out to fight completely if he's prepared for him. It's just the context. Is it, okay, he's been preparing for Spider-Man for 2 weeks, or did Spider-Man just jump on his ass out of an alley and said, I got you, bitch?
Yeah, he's about that.
That's two different stories, isn't it? Right? So that's why when it's in comics, people always say context. It's just like the Superman Goku debate. And I always ask this question. I'm like, what year were you born? And they'll be like, such and such. You're going to pick Superman. He's going to pick Goku. Why? This is who you grew up with. This is who you grew up with. It's no shame rocking with your boy, but that's who typically they're going to say who wins this.
And that's why I said what I said about the whole Kratos and the Thor debate to begin with. It's like Kratos is the character that's on the rise right now. Thor is on a decline. So anybody that is a millennial or younger is really going to rock with Kratos really hard, even though Kratos doesn't have the history behind him to back up anything against Marvel Thor. Really. So it's like, okay, well, it's kind of a lopsided debate because depending on who you are, you go in one way anyway. So if you just want to go that direction, just say I think Kratos is better than Thor, and leave it at that. There is no actual debate to be had there.
I mean, even though I could debate it, and I'm like, you talk about Marvel Comics Thor? I love Kratos. I love me some Ares. Matter of fact, as soon as he had Atreus, for a whole 6 months, I used to call my son, boy, hand me the dishes. Boy, hand me my shoes. Boy, go to the corner store and get me some Newports. Boy. No, I don't smoke Newports, but no, it's like Kratos is powerful, but you're talking about, and we're going by feats. I'm like, shit, you going against a guy who walked into the sun and had a conversation with the Silver Surfer. God damn. Yeah, killing gods is great and all, but if you can walk into the sun, that says a lot about your character.
Shit, you would have a better debate between who's stronger, Kratos or Gore the God Butcher, because they both were killing gods.
Well,
You know what? I do have to say, because you just reminded me how much I hated Thor on Love and Thunder. I wanted to see a God Butcher, not a God Butter Knife.
I think the thing about it is, I think we gotta understand that an artist brought one time, like looking at Guardians of the Galaxy, and I never really read their comics until I actually started watching the movie, and then I started actually reading the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, Peter is a whole asshole. Like, this is not a really good fucking guy. He's actually a pretty asshole guy. And I'm like, he doesn't dance. This dude shoots people. This dude is by any means necessary. He's like, I shit y'all not, dude. If they actually did Guardians of the Galaxy, it would not be no PG-13 shit. Like, those are like more so the mercenaries of the galaxy. Rocket Raccoon is not funny. He's not funny at all.
I said that before. What's Rocket's catchphrase? I murdered you. That's his catchphrase. You ain't never heard that in the movie, though.
Like, probably the nicest person you'll probably get is possibly just Groot. And that's saying a lot.
Groot is very violent, bro.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's probably the closest person. Like, you understand, like,
sometimes he can rip stuff apart.
No, I'm just, well, you got to think, well, in the manner of the shit that they get involved with, you got to think, in space, there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's just circumstances. And depending on what side you're on, that's your circumstances. Just like anybody say, well, the Skrull are wrong. Well, the Kree are wrong. You're talking about a war that is older than shit. How old that fucking war is. So, everybody would think that the Skrull are the bad guys.
Space, blood, and Crips.
Right. So exactly. So at that point, and I remember reading that everybody said, well, the Skrulls are bad guys. But if you actually read up on the Skrulls, they got fucked over. The Krees aren't really good at all. Right. So you got to look at it. The Avengers are just stepping into a beast that is older than them. And you can't listen to that bitch Captain Marvel, but she don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Probably the only
choosing sides or something that was going on long before you showed up.
Right. I think the only person who actually probably brought it up a little bit was I forgot the guy it's the Kree that carries the goddamn he's like a judge or some shit. He was like, listen,
Ronan the accuser.
Yeah, and mind you, he literally that motherfucker the whole asshole. But again, like I said, this again, comics is a very passionate thing. Geekdom is a very passionate thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that everybody met. I know it was rough. However, like I said, I rock heavy with a lot of you guys. Like I said, I'm an 80s baby growing up in it. And I know Charles and Arson are a little bit older than me. And I know Khan and Jufi, you guys provided me an amazing platform to just be able to ride with y'all on the wave. Like I said, I'm trying to connect bridges of the Yggdrasil tree of geekdom for all of us, so that way we can always have something to talk on. It's not going to always be easy, but I definitely
even you had to use a Thor reference.
Shut up. But the thing about it is, that's one of the things. Like me and Angry Man butt heads a lot. But if we start talking about comic books, they're like, wait, I thought these two don't even like each other. But that's how me and him actually became friends. The same way I met Khan was through talking about anime and comics. Artisan, I thought Artisan was an asshole. But then after that, me and him started talking about comics. Well, yeah, you are. Well,
I'm just your kind of asshole.
You know what? Honestly, I would still take you with me if we had to take the Hobbit journey. I would still take your cranky ass with me because you need that asshole with you on a fucking long journey. Because they'll tell you the shit you don't want to hear. You know, he's not a Sam, but he's like an angry Sam. But however, it is what it is. But the thing about it is, we're definitely gonna get this going. I gotta go look at the fucking. I gotta go watch Avatar again. Fuck it, I gotta go rewatch Avatar. And I don't really don't want to
before Friday. Before Friday.
Yeah, I gotta.
Avatar.
Yeah, the water. I don't get what the fuck the water world, water people. I don't know.
They just needed a second movie, bro.
The only Avatar I recognize is Aang.
Just see the second movie
right now.
Just go see the second movie, or I need to rewatch it again.
I'm rewatching.
If you want to refresh yourself, watch the first movie so you get the story that's going on, and then go into the second movie, understanding the world again, the players in the world, what was going on, and why Suli's group of Na'vi are where they are and what they're running into. Because basically, think of it this way: Native America is running into a different tribe now. They've pushed.
That's what my fucking Native American friends said.
And they're running into a different tribe. And this tribe is already in this area, so how are they going to work together or mix together or fight each other, whatever the fuck is going to happen? That's the evil white man and the corporation still coming behind them.
I don't know if I could watch 3D Fern Gully. I don't know if I could watch 3D Fern Gully, but
yeah, you can.
I'm just like I saw the first one by mistake, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. I was like, it's all right. You know, it's just the fact that James Cameron hates on superhero movies a lot. And I'm like, bro, you're pretty much damn near almost in the same genre. And it's like, you know, I don't knock it for people. I know what sings to my soul and I know what doesn't. Maybe I might go see it. I don't know. Maybe somebody convinced me. But I'm just like, for right now, the only Avatar I recognize is Aang. You know, shout out to the airbenders and shit. You know,
you don't like fucking Korra. We know you don't like Korra. We already know why you
like Korra. Worst Avatar ever. Dude.
Okay, I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one. I like the first series. I like the first season and half of the second.
She had a chance.
She had a chance. What they
like
do?
The
3 seasons. I watched all of that shit.
Second.
Then she walked off.
All of that shit.
Walk off in the sunset with her girl, and then it's all over.
I tried to give a female a chance in that. I tried to until it just started getting stupid. Again,
they up there playing rollerball and shit. No.
God damn it! I'm gonna go watch it. I'm still angry with Beast Wars / Transformers, wherever the fuck it is now. They done fucked up my series, Beast Wars. Question: if the Snyderverse is gone, does that mean Shazam was gone? Well, I honestly don't like that Shazam anyway.
Well, they didn't say they didn't cut that one. They didn't mention that one.
They didn't mention that one because that one's still coming out. That's still
right, because they already started that. They already done. They should be done.
That was already done. Yeah,
right,
that was already done. That's already.
They still got to go. Yeah, they still got to play it out. Yeah, they got to play it out. So yeah, y'all enjoy. Y'all better go see the Shazam movie because that's the last of the Snyderverse right there. It's that. So honestly, I don't think anybody gonna give a fuck to lose that Shazam.
I was about to say that I pretty much don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so
I guess we can all agree. The look on our faces when people say, "Well, why is he fighting this? Why can't he fight in Shazam?" And every true comic book fan would just look at that person and be like, "You want Shazam to get fucked up when he's fighting Black Adam?" Hell no.
I was not.
They want to see some child abuse. That's what they want to see.
I was not seeing how Shazam or any of them kid Power Rangers were going to beat Black Adam. I was looking for a way out. Tef was just going to go kill him. He was going to start jumping kids instead. It was going to be very brutal. Like, yeah,
it was going to be sympathy. He was going to have to stop himself from killing them.
Probably actually really turned into a kid.
Yeah, if he turned into a kid, given how they put Teth Adam in the movies, if Shazam turned into Billy Batson and Teth Adams saw that it was a kid, he'd probably hold off on beating the hell out of him. He would stop because he remembered his son. And so he would see it as, okay, this is a boy who took up this power like my son took up this power. And is trying to do something decent with it. Okay, I won't kill him. Maybe I'll help him and try to guide his ass a little bit. But, he ain't going to run me. that's what would happen.
He
definitely ain't running that fade on camera.
We might slap box in the we might slap box in the alley, shoot some milk crate basketball or some shit,
Yeah, help you practice with your powers or something. But other than that,
exactly. Let me teach you because you garbage.
Yeah, those some damn kids gonna get fucked up. There's some damn gonna get fucked up, man. I don't know, man. Those damn kids are gonna get fucked up, really.
He gonna give them all a spanking they ain't never had.
Like that's like inviting inviting Killmonger to your Columbus Day party. Like, shit's gonna go.
Not going to go well. It's not going to go well.
Excuse me, mister. Did you know Columbus discovered America? And you'll hear the Kill Bill music in his eyes.
Did he discover it or did he just take it like all the rest of your ancestors did? Like, oh, shit.
Y'all be careful. Somebody putting your drinks. Everybody just pass out. Spike the whole party.
Oh, man.
I did.
But can somebody tell me where I can find some Wakandan lean? That shit look like it's good.
Shut up, Charles.
No, seriously. Like for real. Have you
let him have the Wakandan purple drink, man. Let him have the purple drink.
That purple stuff.
Like that lean shit. That look like it's pretty fucking tasty though, don't it? Like I know everybody said that. Like, how does that shit taste?
Powers, baby.
That was that good nectar. You seen what it did?
My god damn.
It gave Namor wings.
Yeah,
Man.
Like wait a minute. But
hey, it definitely follow that Red Bull slogan. It gives you wings.
Yeah, when Black Panther drinks something purple, he's a hero. He becomes the king. When I do it, I'm passed out in the fucking passenger seat.
Wrong drink, different drink.
Oh shit.
He went to a different aisle, man.
Black people made it still. I thought it's the same shit,
You got yours over the counter. Here's pharmaceutical.
Yeah, like we're gonna give you the African super soldier serum. Like yes. It gives you all the advantages of being Black Panther, including the 3 extra complimentary inches where it counts. Like what the fuck?
I'm like, Riri, can I get some of that?
Yeah, don't bring up Riri to me no more. I can't deal with that.
It's all right, bro. It's just the braids, huh? It was the braids on the suit.
Listen, bro. If that wasn't disrespectful to a lot of y'all, I don't know what to do. A fucking Iron Man suit with cornrows. Like if that wasn't some Chicken George shit, like man, that's when I started rooting for the Total Comms and shit. Because when I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, I'm joining the fish people, man. Like they got my vote. Like
you telling me they just went. They just, oh my god! You tell me
Fury should have took that helmet back, bro.
What did you expect? The Midnight Angels had cornrows.
Oh my god!
Oh nigga, stop, bro. This is not Predator. They don't need cornrows.
How the fuck? Wait a minute. How the fuck do you pimp my ride with the Iron Man suit? What the fuck? What the fuck?
He had a Mega Man Buster. She had a Mega Man Buster fucking cannon. And like I said, I get it. You know what? For somebody on short notice, they didn't know what she was doing.
Man vibes.
Right. I will give her that. She didn't know what she was doing fully, so it was kind of short notice. And I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying?
But come on, cornrows on a fucking Iron Man suit. Come on.
Okay, listen. She did that. This again. That was a heavily pandering culture movement. But I will take. Fuck it. They had to close it out. I'm in my mind. T'Challa is somewhere in the life with the Beyonder, and fucking goddamn Toby and all of them in the Secret Hero Wars. Make it happen. I'm sure Dr. Doom's out there too. So they're having the Secret Hero Award. We're gonna get that, and then in this phase, well, I probably gonna take 2 more fucking phases for us to get the
Hey, BMT, I got it.
Asian phase, right?
I got it. Riri Williams should have like a fried chicken holster and a malt liquor dispenser.
Fuck you.
That sound like what's the name off of Blank Man? What's his name?
Hey, Blank Man. Hey, that's actually my favorite movie.
The other guy.
Between Blank Man and Meteor Man, those are my 2 top. Fuck the MC universe.
Those are the first 2.
Blank Man and Meteor Man are my 2 favorite hero movies. Fuck everybody else. Meteor Man was ghetto Superman for me, and Blank Man will always be my most.
Here's a little known fact. Meteor Man, part of Meteor Man, especially the ending fight, was shot like right in the rear where I lived. Like if you go to like that, I think
pause, man.
Right there.
Pause. You gotta sit. Pause. You said it was shot in your rear. What?
No, I said it was shot in the rear where I live. Like if you go around, not in the rear. Hell no.
Pause.
No. I'm not on that ninja bitch shit. No. No. It was like shot like about a block away from where I lived. It's funny. I'm like, you walking down the street and you like, what all these Negroes with blonde hair doing? You see the movie shit, you're like, oh. And then when you see the movie, you're like, oh, that's what they were fucking doing.
I got caught trying to dye my hair to be a Gold Lord baby. I got such an ass from my dad. I wanted to be a Gold Lord baby, man, and they look cool as fuck.
Did you get the
suit, man?
Baby Lord.
I wanted to be a Baby Lord, man. They were too cool, man. Like my dad, like, can't you think for yourself, punk? I was like, but I want to be a baby. I want to be a Baby Lord, man. Like
my man would have had the high top golden fade with the music blasting in the car. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Hey, bro! Shout out to the '90s. People can say whatever they want. '80s and '90s, they had a lot. I'm actually going back to go watch Cynthia Rockford, Rock, and different other people because fuck Jennifer Lawrence. Her fucked up ass. But other than that, you guys, wrapping it up. Anything y'all want to say? Let's just keep it short, wrap it up, and let's end off on a good note.
Woo! Everybody, I'm gonna see everybody at BlerdCon. Woo!
I'm definitely trying this time. I'm definitely gonna try.
I'm gonna try this.
Just remind me about BlerdCon, Charles, because I do want to come out there and mess with you.
In July.
As long as you don't get me fucking arrested.
I'm not. You might pass out a little bit, but I'll make sure you're in a good spot where you can lay your head.
You call Dr. Anwar.
After 8 o'clock, all the weirdos come out at BlerdCon.
I'll put it to you this way.
So Charles, show up.
If you go to Charles Faulkner Jr. and look at my BlerdCon when I'm visiting all the people dressed up, that's also the other reason why I like it. Shout out to Cosplay X Twerk. Jesus Christ. Felt like a brick house. But I want to see everybody there bringing like 50 cigars and 6 bottles of liquor. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna be sober when you meet me. So you gotta excuse me. I know my flaws.
As long as you know.
And no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
All right, next person. How are you? You want to end it, bro? I just gotta go ahead.
I'll bounce out. Thank you guys for having me up here. I wasn't trying to start no static, but I can't let certain things pass me by, and I usually speak my piece and leave it at that. It's not emotional. It's primarily logical, and that's just what it is. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I understand that what I say will offend people. But that is what it is. So appreciate you inviting me up, and I look forward to hearing you guys debate on that stuff. See how it goes down. I'd be interested to hear that. Yeah. And that's it.
Was Chris Rock funny?
Chris Rock was funny as fuck, dude. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
I got a cold and I was sitting there coughing and choking while I was laughing. He rocked it for about an hour. He did about an hour and 10 minute set, and it was funny all the way through. He even talked about that Will Smith shit. That shit was hilarious, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was hilarious.
Then again, that's a true comedian that can take pain and turn it into laughter. I'm like,
oh yeah, turn it into a joke. But that's what great comedians are. They take life and turn it into the comedy that you laugh about, but it's actually the pain and the torment that they've dealt with in their actual life. That's what everybody was laughing at Richard Pryor, but he wasn't making that shit up. That was all real, you know. And that's what made him Richard Pryor.
Talking about sexual abuse. Richard Pryor was talking about sexual abuse and being born in a whorehouse. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, all kind of shit. Which you would think about that would be traumatic. He would need counseling for. He got counseling. He got on stage with a microphone and told jokes about it. That was counseling. So it was good. I forgot to say that Black Star and Mos Def, Talib Kweli was there. It was Mos Def's birthday, so they was out there doing a good show. But I left that part out because their sound man was fucked up with their microphones. That shit was hurting my damn ears. But other than that, the show was awesome. Outside, you know, the two fights that was there, and like an Elon Musk showed up, which was funny as hell. It was a good show.
I really feel like Elon loves being around black people. Elon just loves being around black people.
He does. He obviously does. Dave Chappelle was saying how Elon gave his ass a jetpack last year for his birthday or some shit like that. But I thought it was really a bad taste that he came out there and they introduced him as like the richest man in the world. And he came out there and everybody was booing. And I'm like, thinking like you own stock in Twitter or anything like that. Like, you had a job for Twitter. Like, what did you mad at this dude for? He bought a company. Big fucking deal.
Right.
You know? Y'all going back to your same shit jobs tomorrow. So what?
Listen,
what you upset about?
Well, thank you, bro. And I look forward to catching you on Sunday. You can also catch me. I think you're giving your review on the Avatar movie. So I definitely am looking forward to that shit.
Yeah, I'll see that this week. And then I might try to watch Emancipation tonight because it's fucking 10 o'clock here. I still have to watch Emancipation and give my little review on that one too. But I'm waiting to check that out. Yep. So stuff's coming. It's just the holiday, so it's like work and more work and then breaks.
Okay.
Breaks.
All right.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Well, peace to you guys. You guys have a good night.
Have a good night, bro. Okay.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for having me, bro. You know, Straw Hat Juki, FFY at the end of that. You can follow me on Instagram, man. Tap in, no capping this Friday, man. It's gonna be a pleasure to have my boy BNT on there talking his talk. And just catch there, man, for another one. Appreciate it, bro.
Listen, Juvie, I want to thank you for the flyer and close the picture. Just thank you, man. Definitely. I'm definitely going to say that and probably even make that one of my screensavers for a while. I'll make it one of my screensavers.
I mean, especially if you get the W, man, it's gonna be.
I'm definitely gonna keep that. Like I said, guys, definitely it is something that we're working hard on, just like we worked hard on Brittany Griner and Deion Sanders conversation. Con. Take it home, bro. Take it home. Take it home, man.
Man, I want to know, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bro.
All right. So, you guys, we thank y'all for watching us. I know we went way over time, but actually, we got a lot of good information. Shit, we even have people putting in their poll for Thor. So now I really got to know my shit. And Doofy's like, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for the chaos.
Told you, bro.
Doofy the artist. Khan is sitting there with the Hokage hoodie on. I'm gonna have to really be on my shit. So I look forward to that. We'll see you guys later. Peace. Rap.